stand in your faith. Because guess what? Jesus says this life's going to unfold. Suffering, persecution, difficulty. Because Jesus says, because this is not all there is. You're following the footsteps of Jesus. You're bringing his kingdom. And that faces opposition. You're going to take the narrow path. It won't all be. The promises of God will not all be fulfilled in this life. Speak to any martyr and they go, praise God. Well, they will when you see them. Think of it this way. I think my son, right? You've got to make some tough calls for your kids every now and again. That's called parenting. Right? Being a dad or being a mum. And I remember, my son used to love Skittles. And one day I saw him about to crush like 8 bags of Skittles. And I'm going, dude, you can't have 8 bags of Skittles. He goes, why not? Don't you love me? It's like, no, I do love you, but that will not be good for you. Oh, you're so overbearing. No, who's 6? He didn't say overbearing, but you know what I mean? In his microcosm, I'm a bad dad. In his story of me and my Skittles, God, I made no sense. Except, does your dad really have your best interests at heart? Thankfully, we zoom out, don't we? We zoom out and realize there's a much bigger story going on. There's a much bigger story which Tim Keller says, sometimes I'm so confused as to my current circumstances, and I think, does God really love me? But that's not really a good question. It's not really a valid question, because he's already proven his love for me on the cross. That's the story. That God loved me so much, he incarnated himself in the flesh to die on the cross for me, and if it was just me, he'd still do the same for me. His question of love is off the table. Come living in the real story. And the sufferings of this world, the pains of this world, you know what? They are temporary, because we know the end of the story, which is one day. There will be a day. Whereas John says, I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven, prepared as a bride, beautifully dressed for her husband, and I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, look, God's dwelling place is now among the people, and he will dwell with them. They will be his people, and God himself will be with them and be their God, and he will wipe away every tear from their eyes. And there will be no more death, or mourning, or crying, or pain, for the old order of things have passed away. And he who is seated on the throne said, behold, I am making all things new. That's our story. That's our story.